You guys like my song? You like my song? You like my song? Another banger from GO. Thank you so much. Okay, today everybody, welcome to the From My Heart to Yours episode. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Sunday to all of my loved ones. It's time for another healing episode where, on this channel, Love Marlene 411, we focus on trauma healing, okay? Because when we're our healed self, we are our best self. I'm working on making a shirt because some merch is going to be coming out soon. And I feel that's in my spirit to say that a healed self is our best self. I think that's what we're going to be going with, okay? So, how are you guys doing on this Sunday? Are we ready for another topic, another banger? Today, we're going to be talking about only God can fix it. Only God can fix it. Shout out to all of my mods in the building. Hey, Realist. Hey, Always. Hey, Shay. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, let's get into it. Only God can fix it. There's things in our life that we go through, and everybody goes through different things. But there are some things that only God can fix it. I don't mean like from a human standpoint. I mean, there are some things that there is only God that is capable of fixing that situation, of turning it around. And we're going to be talking about all of that, okay? We're going to focus today on 3 things that God can help us with. 3 or 4? Yeah, 4. Yeah, I knew I wrote down 4. Okay. There's 4 things that only God can fix in our lives, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is only God can fix those anxious thoughts. Are any of my loved ones, do any of you suffer with anxiety? I know I'm one of them because when life is lifing and life is tough, it's hard, it's frustrating. So that's one of the things that I always try my best to be positive and to always and to always know that God has covered me. God has blessed me, and there is absolutely nothing that is going to stop my joy and my peace. Anytime that you talk a message about God and faith, there's always going to be negative people. There will always be drama people. There will always be people who don't like the message because the message is always serving something that they are not willing to learn. Yes, it means that you have to be humble. So, blessings to everybody who is here in the chat. Only God can fix the anxieties that we have as human beings. I don't know what it is that you are anxious about in your life. Could it be trying to provide? Hi, John. How are you doing? Could it be trying to provide for your family? Could it be you're dealing with heavy weights and loads of responsibilities, dealing with your children? Or maybe we're very anxious about ourselves and what's going to be next for ourselves. Who will take care of us as we get older or as we go into the next season of our life? Those are things, those anxious thoughts, those are things that we have to give it to God. And I'm going to recommend every single one of you to give all of your anxieties, all of your stress to God because he cares for you, okay? That is a scripture. God cares for you. He loves you. See, it's an individual thing. As we grow in our faith, as we grow in our relationship with God, we will find that the more we trust God, the more we go to him, the more we lean on him, he's going to help us to lift those heavy weights. One of the things that is hard for us as human beings to be able to just trust that God can handle it. And I'm here to encourage somebody with this message today. There's a lot of things that maybe you're trying to fix right at this very moment. that, yeah, you got to go to work and do certain things, right? But there are certain things that only God can do. So you have to go to God and request and ask, what can you help me? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And have faith that he can fix it, that he can that he can heal it, that he can do anything. See, God is our provider. He is our redeemer. There is nothing that God can't do for you. But will you trust him? See, that's the thing. It's hard as human beings to trust something that you can't see. But that is where your faith comes in. You have to trust God in the things that you don't understand, okay? And know that God is going to fix it. Hey, Manifest, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Only God can fix certain things. And anxiety is one of those. I know that every day I wake up with anxious thoughts. Even when I go to bed, when I try to lay down, go to sleep, there are things that I'm anxious about. Are there things that you are anxious about, loved ones? Hi, Paul. How are you doing? Are there things that you are anxious about? Hopefully, some of these thoughts that I have will be sort of a healing balm or a salve to calm you down, for you to think, maybe for you to go into your private room and meditate and pray and get yourself in whatever your spiritual routine to support yourself, okay? So only God can fix it. When we are anxious about things, what are some of the things that you do? I know for me, when I get anxious, I get worried and I'm thinking, I got to do this. I got to. And as human beings, we have to learn to take a step back. Instead of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fix it. How about saying, God can fix this? What does that mean? God can only fix and help us when we go to him, when we talk to him. And it means that we have to have a personal relationship. See, but God can only be real to you when you spend time reading, meditating. I like to absorb myself in that, thinking about all the things that God does for me on a day-to-day basis. God does so much for you. Has God been showing up and showing out for you? I know he has been for me. Especially in my healing journey of so many things, God has been showing up and being faithful for me and to me. And he can do the same thing for you. See, God can fix anything. See, nothing is too hard. Maybe as human beings, we think that things are too hard and too heavy, but there's absolutely nothing that God can't do for you. Yes. Yes. Always good to see you guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope this message is going to be a blessing for you today. So, what are some of the things that we can be anxious about? I know for me, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm anxious about everything. How will the day go? And what will this be? And will this, whatever stress, especially if you're going in the workplace, and that's a whole level of anxiety. Oh, this person, and what are they going to say? And what are going to be my obstacles? But some of the things that people really don't understand, or some of the things that I know I get anxious about, is some hard things, traumatic things, things that are but beyond my you know my doing, just when life is lifing, right? It can be we can be very anxious about people that we love passing away. um Maybe it could be absorbing that now that you're older and you have some health problems. Those are things that we are anxious about. Or maybe you're anxious about how are you going to raise your children, if you're a single parent, or if there's two of you, father and mother, and one is not pulling their weight, or one they want to, but maybe your spouse has some health problems or something like that. Those are a lot of reasons why we can be anxious, and it can be very heavy on our hearts. But just know that God can fix it. All the things that you're anxious about today, it's not going to be forever. I know that that's very hard for us to grasp sometimes, that I'm worried about this. We only think about the here and now. But have you ever thought about what are some of the things that God has done and shown up for you in the past? Has He fixed things in your life? I'd like to stay some time and absorb that in my life. Look at when God did this and God fixed that. And a lot of times, as human beings, we forget about the times where God has closed doors for you. He has opened doors. He has removed people from your life. Yeah, He's in the business of fixing your life and helping you to be a better you. But you have to be ready to receive the help. Yeah, I know for me as a human being, I forget, and I try to go ahead of God. It's a natural inclination as a human being for us to go ahead of God. Well, okay, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Okay, God can't fix something if you only go to Him after you've already, I call it, messed things up. Or going ahead, have you said, God, this is what I want to do. What do you think? And wait and be patient. Okay? God can't help us and fix our situations if we always only go to Him after as a fixer upper, right? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you always. Okay. Hi, Earth. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate you. So I did want to say that to every single one of you, that there are some things that we are anxious about. Don't be afraid to put all of those things on the table. Okay? Don't be afraid. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? Don't be afraid to put all of that in front of you. Okay? Put it all on the table. See, a lot of times, because we're talking about trauma healing, we got our trust broken. Someone hurt you, someone backstab you. We have to remember that God has never done anything to bring us harm. Think about that. Vibrate in that space for a while. God does not do anything to hurt me. God is in the business of supporting, of listening, of protecting and providing. But we have to remember to keep trusting Him. We have to remember to keep being there for Him, right? Yeah, so that's one of the things that I wanted to start off this conversation today by saying. Only God can fix it, and only God can heal whatever it is that may not be heavy for other people. We're all different. We're all different. See, what may be a struggle and heavy for me may not be a struggle and heavy for you. But don't let other people tell you, oh, that's not something to be anxious about. For me, when people tell me, oh, don't worry about that, that causes me more anxiety. We have to give it all to our Heavenly Father, okay? Let's see what I missed in the comments. Really appreciate everybody being here. Manifest says, thank you kindly, always that girl, for your lifted membership. Yes, you're greatly appreciated. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the memberships always. Yes. Yes, back to your family. Realist says, I used to struggle with that thought. Had my times. Yes. Part of being a human being means that life is gonna life, and it's hard to be a human being because some people are just so nasty, so disrespectful, take advantage of us, especially at your most vulnerable times. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it like myself, where you have been through so many things, and the times where you needed so much love, some compassion, maybe a hand to hold, arm around your shoulder, even somebody saying things are going to be okay. What do most human beings say? Oh, get over it. Why are you talking about that? Or, pray about it or something. People will do things to bring more pain in your life. And that is why it's important for us that each have our own personal relationship with God and stop giving so much, telling so much, or expecting other human beings to be what God is. There's only some things that only God can do that. It took me a while for me to get to that space. I think I had to learn to heal. I had to grow up, and I had to go through some things to understand that there's certain things that I'm not telling anybody. That's only between me and God. And only God can bring you through it, but you have to be in that space where you give it to him. Take that weight off of your shoulders. Stop carrying around those heavy weights. And one of those heavy weights is anxiety for life. When life is lifing, when things are beyond your control. Yes, exactly. Yes. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. Oh, thank you so much, always, in honor of Shay Realist and Manifest with Love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Always, I really appreciate you. But that's one of the things that everybody has to go through their walk. And that's why I talk about on this channel why it's a healing journey. Your life is a journey. You're going to go through things from your childhood to the present moment and even into the future that you're going to have to develop your own relationship with God. In the storms, in the good times, in the trials, God is there. But the hard part is waiting. Now, I don't know about you guys, but being patient is one of the hardest things as a human being patient and waiting for God to do it. Because I have to tell you, so many times when someone does something to me that is disrespectful, that's rude, or I just don't want to wait. Patience is so difficult. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to be patient. I want to get revenge. I want to get back the person who hurt me or the person that said this to me or whatever it was, right? But that's where our faith comes in. Faith is in the unseen. Faith comes in when we don't understand or when we don't see the next step, okay? This is when we have to just release it and let it go and give it to God. And I know as human beings, we say, I release it and I give it to you, right? And then we go right back and we take it back. And then we give it back to him again just for a little while. And then we take it back. And then it's a pull and tug, but trying to the best of your ability to give things to God and wait. Just wait, loved ones. Just wait for God to clear the path. Just wait for God to remove somebody from your life. Just wait for God to give you the compassion and the love that you deserve. Just wait. Give God the opportunity to prove to you that his way is the best way and not ours. We think as human beings that his way is the best, that our way is the best way. Well, I'm just going to do it because I'm ready. And then you put your foot in your mouth or you trip over your own statements or whatever. You make the problems worse. But if you just wait and take a deep breath, and be in prayer, be absorbed in prayer, be absorbed in your meditation, be absorbed in reminding yourself of, I know God is faithful, I know God is real, he has always shown up for me, but we have to remember, but it's in God's time. In God's time, he will fix things, okay? Sarah says, how are you feeling today? I'm blessed and highly favored. Thanks. Yes, the same. I'm doing a little better. Like I had the sip and chat scheduled for Thursday and I couldn't do it. And I didn't get an opportunity to tell you guys over here, but I had got food poisoning And I was out of commission for 2 days straight, and I'm finally starting to feel better. Thank you so much for asking, Sirius. Um, Manifest Reality says, even in your growth, many times we must be silent. You speak truth. Yes, because folks will attempt to pull one down. And that's one of the reasons that it's important that in the season of your healing, why we're here today is for our healing journey. So maybe there's something that you want to be fixed. Like, why won't this be fixed? You have to wait for God to fix it. It's not in our way, the way we believe that it should be fixed, but in God's way. You know why? Because God knows everything. He knows everything that's going on in your life. He knows what other people have done. And trust me, what is the scripture that says that if you mess with us, like when people mess with us, we being children of God, it's like touching his eyeball. And he doesn't like that. God doesn't like when people mess with his children. Okay? He will fix it. So the things that you're anxious about, there's a scripture that says, throw your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Okay? So all of the things that you are worried about, all the things that you are stressed out about, all the things that people do and say, and the people who hurt you, or when life is just very heavy, or when you're going through things with your body, or you're going through things financially and you're just trying your best. I know that there's so many of it. We're trying our best. You're trying to provide. You're trying to make your way. You're trying to do everything that you're supposed to do, but it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Hi, Troy. How are you doing? Welcome in. Always says, love Marlene. We all appreciate you, dearest. Thank you so much. Always says, manifest. This is what real families do. Love y'all from a genuine place. Yes. Rilla says, well, dang, couldn't even spell wipe. Yeah. That's one of the most important things. John, you're saying, what is it like? Um, I was gonna answer that, but I'll leave that. I'll let Sirius handle that. Uh, First Lady, 10 degrees, iced and snowed in, staying warm. Yeah, stay warm, everybody. Stay warm. Yeah, everybody, please be respectful in the chat. Respect my mods and respect the other loved ones. Okay? And thank you, Manifest. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I know, realist. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next point. Only God can fix it. Now, this is a heavy one, and you know how YouTube acts, so I have to spell it out. Only God can fix ABUSE. And there's so many forms of it, from emotional, verbal, spiritual, financial, physical. Is so many things that we carry, so many things that has hurt us. And hi Yoli, how are you doing? There's so many things that we go through. Do any of you have been ABUSED sexually, mentally, spiritually? People do things to hurt us, and only God can fix that. Only God can heal it. And I'm not saying it, this is a judgment free zone. And you guys know I've talked about things on here about abuse and disrespect. Okay. And unfortunately, most of the ABUSC comes from our relatives. It's a very high percentage of relatives that SEXUALLY abuse their relatives, cousins, It's sickening. Cousins and fathers and aunties and uncles. It's the people that you know and you trust the most that will do those things. And I can't say I know how you feel. All I can talk about is I know how I felt when lines were crossed. You shouldn't even have to think about going through those things with your own blood relatives, but it happens every day. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for any of you have, whether it happened one time or 100 times, it shouldn't happen. You're precious in God's sight. Yeah, you are. You're loved and valued. So every single thing that we go through, okay? Every single thing, God sees it all. But don't be afraid to talk about it. For me, it took me a long time with tears streaming down my face to just even say the word. God, when this happened, when this person did this, God wants to hear that from you. When this happened and this happened to me. It's hard to say it out loud, but maybe you can say it silently in your heart. Whatever the form of ABUSE was that happened to you. God wants to hear about it. The only way that you can get healed from it, supported, even asking God for his Holy Spirit to be there, to surround you with his Spirit. But you got to ask. You have to search. You have to seek. We have to actively participate in our well-being. Now, that was something that I didn't know. I didn't have growing up, because if you guys were like me when I was growing up, oh, you don't talk about certain things. There's a lot of secrecy in families. There's a lot of secrecy in relationships romantically. There's a lot of secrets. And people want to cover up those things, but covering it up is not the solution. Silence is not the answer. And unfortunately, many of us feel that that's what we're supposed to do because men can't cry. Women can't cry. You have to be strong. You have to be tough, because people will make fun of you. It is true. But the thing about it is you have to have the right people that you can be vulnerable with. I don't mean telling everybody. No. I mean having trusted people. It means going to God. And there's so many agencies out there that is there to help us and support us. There's therapists. There's coaches. There's support groups. There's so many things. There's even, streams like mine where we can talk about things, whatever it is that has happened to you. And that's the hardest part, is going into the part of you that you've probably shut down. You've pushed all of that to the back of the closet, like throw your skeletons in the closet and I'm never going to talk about it again. Hi, David. And that's what we usually do, because like, how many of us grew up saying, come and talk to me anytime you want to? There's a lot of us that the person that you should be able to go and talk to, you can't, because maybe that was your abuser. There's some truth and some real talk right there. Sometimes the people that we were supposed to trust was the one that made us a victim, that brought pain into our life. But don't think that God doesn't see that. But you can talk to God about anything. When I say anything, this hurt me, this happened, this was traumatic, talk about it. Pour it all out. See, God can only help us when we talk to him. So cultivate a relationship with God. I'm not saying that it's going to remove your pain, but it's going to make it easier for you to lift, easier for you to cope with, because you will understand I'm not alone. And we're not. You're not alone. God is there for you, and he can fix anything. He can heal your brokenness. He can, see, I know for sure that I was broken so that God could put me back together. How many of us have been through so many things and you ask, why did this happen to me? Why did all of these things happen to me? And you know why? So you could be stronger. Maybe so you could share your testimony. We don't get it when it happens, but the after, look who you turned into. I know my brokenness shifted me from being a victim to being victorious. Yeah. When I was victimized on different occasions, I know that me being a victim made me be able to have a testimony. I have a story. I can talk to somebody about it. See, I'm not reading about it in a book. I can tell you guys about verbal and emotional and sexual and financial and spiritual abuse. I can talk about it because it happened to me. And I wear this very proudly. I'm not ashamed of the things that happened to me. Don't let anybody shame you because of your past or because of what other people did. Don't stop being a victim. And it's time for us to take our life back. Give it to God. Every single thing that you have endured, give it to God. And also, don't be afraid to use the tools that he's put in place. Like I say, therapy, support groups. There's so many podcasts, live streams like this one where we can talk about it. And this is a safe space to say things. And nobody's going to judge you. Maybe like your relatives will judge you, or like your ex, or whatever happened, because ABUSE is real and it's not in our head. And many times we're just, I got to be tough. I got to be strong. I don't deal with it. No. Whether you know it or not, if you don't deal with pain, you start taking that out on everybody around you, even the people who have done nothing to you, and it gives you a complex. Like you don't trust any men. I went through that for a very long period of time. I don't trust men. I hated men with a capital H. Hated men. And especially I had even bigger hatred for men that looked like me. But when I healed that, when I gave it to God, when I started talking about it, see, you have to empower yourself, you know? It wasn't my fault. You have to remove that blame. But you got to be absorbed and trust God. Listen to him, talk to him about any and everything. I'm going through this. I even talk about things when I know, like an event, maybe the anniversary of something happening. Prepare your mind for it, you know. And I like to pray and say, God, this is coming up next week, and I don't want to be crying all day. Can you help me to not be tearful that day? Can you bring the right people in my life that will comfort me and support me? Yes. um that's one of the things that I just want to encourage every single one of you. Yeah, I'm glad that you're back, David. Hi, official. How are you doing? Yeah, I feel like that all the time. Well, I hope that you can give some of those things to God, and surround yourself with other supportive people. One thing that I had to learn is you don't tell everybody everything, but it's good to go to a support group. Every single week, I go to a support group for women that were victimized by certain things. I'm not going to talk about those things. I share those things on member only topics, but I think it's so important for us to know, not just as a woman, if you're a man, that there's things out there for you as a man. And what I try to work on is also making things available for men, because I do agree that there is not enough support for men to come up and talk about sexual abuse, or financial abuse, or mental or verbal, or all of it. on both sides. Whatever I say over here, guys, I'm not saying it just for women. I'm also applying the same thing for men. You are loved, men, by God. He values you, and he wants you to be healthy so that you can be a leader. We need more strong men. Not the weak, not the complainers, not the miserable ones, not the ones that because of their past. And I have been in that space before where I was like, well, all these things happen to me, God, so I'm angry and you let this happen to me. No, no, no. Hold on, slow your roll. Be careful, okay? But you may feel that way. I don't know if anybody has ever felt that way, that I feel like, oh, well, God, why didn't you protect me from this and why that, right? And we're justified into asking why. But I know from working on myself and healing and getting therapy that things happen to us for us to be in a different space, a different mindset, being able to be stronger. And I know, I'm not asking, I know that I am stronger. I know that I am more courageous because God fixed me and healed me and made me shift from being a victim that he gave me victory back in my life, that I was not going to keep walking around with my head down feeling sorry for myself. Whoever is listening to this, let's stop feeling sorry for ourselves. No, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't be ashamed. you know be proud of who you are. But you do need to face it and talk about the things that hurt you, not with just any and everybody, but with a therapist. So maybe I call it a third party person, someone who does not have their emotions involved in it, like a relative. There's private things that you should discuss. Get it off of your chest and stop carrying it around. I know before I used to have headaches all the time, and it was because all the things, thinking about it all the time. And I had to learn to give those things to God for him to fix it. See, stop worrying, brothers and sisters, about what happened and let God handle it. Let God fix it. And one of the things that we want as human beings, we want to be able to see the people who did things to us. We want to see them suffer. I want to see them. I want to get my revenge on them. That's normal as humans. I can't lie to y'all. I definitely felt like, oh, I'm going to get them back. I'm going to mess them up. I'm going to do this. Step back. Step back and trust God. I would be lying to you guys if I said I didn't want to get revenge on my on the ones that did things to me. I can't lie to you guys. I most definitely, I was like, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to do this to them. But what does that do for you? Bring you more anger? Does it bring you relief? No. See, we need the relief that only God can give us, okay? God can give you peace. He can heal, and he can bring good people into your life. I know that in my healing season, I have turned the page from being a victim to victory. Now I can talk to people. Like, I have really good friends, and I have people who love me more than my own blood. I think that's one of the more remarkable things, that since I have been working on myself and giving things to God, I have asked God, and don't be afraid to ask God, God, can you bring me a really good friend? Can you bring me a mentor? Can you bring only people that are in my life for a good reason, and remove the people who are toxic? See, when we get stronger, God is going to make us stronger. And God is going to just make people, the more that you trust God, the more that you have happier people in your life, the more you have people who are willing to pour into you, not just the users and the takers. God is not just going to fix the situation. He's going to fix you. He's going to make you more confident. He's going to say, you don't have to take that, my child. So I'm saying this is somebody who needs to hear it. Let's not be a doormat, A lot of people think having faith means I turn the other cheek. I hear people say that all the time. Yes, well, that it is important to not allow people to it's important to forgive people, but also not for us to be a fool. God doesn't want us to be a fool. He doesn't want you to be a fool. He means we should forgive people, give it to God, but it doesn't mean that you have to be doing things for people who are rude to you and disrespectful. See, that's the empowerment. But that's something that I had to step into, that season of understanding that saying no, I mean, being kind has limits. I didn't understand that until my faith got stronger. Yeah. People will think just because you are a believer, just because you trust God, just because you're doing the best that you can, that they can do whatever they want to us. No. I want to say this to all of my loved ones: because we know God, that comes with a responsibility. You also have to respect yourself. We train people how to treat us. And until you start holding your head up and making better decisions and saying no, okay? You're the only one that can say, I will only be treated this way. See, I had to learn that part because I was definitely the what is it called, the people pleaser. I wanted to make everybody around me happy. My relatives who I'm in a relationship with. I want to make everybody happy. Is everybody happy? And I love that because that's the type of person I am. I love to see other people happy. But we can't make other people happy all the time. So this is a message from the Spirit for somebody who needs to hear it. Kindness has its limits. See, and it took me a while for me to absorb that, and God had to really work on me for me to understand that you have to say no. And you can't help everybody. No, I can't. And this message is for somebody. Stop making yourself available to everybody. That was another one that was hard for me to really take that in. Just because a person calls you or asks for your help does not mean you have to do it. Another thing that God had to deliver me from and fix inside of me was, I'm not everybody's, Build-A-Bear. It's not your responsibility to be everybody's, Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It. No, God is the fix-it, not you. Hey, Charlene, how are you doing? Blessings. Yes, kindness has its limits. And that's something that I had to learn. And anybody who's in here, really think about that. You don't have to say yes to everything. Because it's a lot of people that they are only in your life. Pay attention to the words that I'm saying. Some people are only in your life for what they're getting from you. And when you stop giving to them, now they're not interested in being around you. Then you're going to start saying, they're going to start talking about you, hating you, throwing your business in the street. Got to really pay attention. Not all the people that you think love you actually do. And that's hard. It's hard to absorb that because we feel a lot of times that, I love them. You can love people in your faith. You love them with your pure heart and you have the best intentions, but not everybody who is around us has good intentions. Not everybody is there to pour back into you. Actually, some people just want to take and take until you are empty, and now they'll just move on to their next victim. Right? Trust and believe. I've been there and God has been working on me, and I want to deliver somebody today from that. It's not your job to fix everybody's situation. You can't make people happy. You can't make people do the right thing. You cannot make people love themselves. You cannot take away people's anxiety. You can't. No matter how much you want to, and that used to be me all the time. I wanted to make everybody around me happy like me. And some people just don't want to be happy. They have to do the inner work. They have to have their own faith. They have to develop their own relationship with God. You cannot fix everybody. You cannot make everybody happy. First, you got to make yourself happy. First, you got to tune in. What does God want for me? Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. What does God want for me? What does God want for you? That's where you have to start. And many of us get things wrong. We feel like because we are a believer, I have to do this for this. No, you have to give other people the opportunity to do things for themselves, to be independent. And yes, it hurts, but you have to allow some people to fall flat on their face, for them to learn a lesson, for them to grow up, for them to don't always depend on me, because if you people always depend on you, you will get burned out. And I say that from my soul. If you always help everybody, you will get burned out. Ask me how I know. Been there and done that. You gotta show up for yourself. Yes. Manifest says, yes, indeed. Have the strength to say no. See, and that's something that God may have to do some working on you. It may be so difficult. I remember the first few times when I was saying no to people, I cried and I used to feel guilty, but I know I can do it, but I can help them. Just because you can, it does not mean you should. Just because you can does not mean that you should. Everybody is not your assignment. Everybody is not your ministry. But trust and believe that God will put some people in your life that will be your ministry. But he's going to tell you, he's going to inform you, these are the people, but are you praying about it? And sometimes God will release you from people like, I just wanted you to do this and that. You're the one over here doing the most. So be careful, okay? That's one of the reasons why we get so stressed out. We're doing too much and we have not asked God, what do we need to do? Okay? Yes, absolutely. Yes, they don't love you. They love what you can do for them. Yeah. And that hurts. That it hurts when you finally, like, if you really start paying attention and taking notes. When do they call you? Is it, hey, how are you doing? And they go right into asking you, can you do this for me? Or is it they call you and they say, I was just checking on you? See, that's a person that pours into you. And that is something that God had to really work on me to pay attention. So I'm saying this to my loved ones as well. Pay attention to the people in your life. How do they treat you? Do they show up for you? Do they give you the positive healing vibes, or are they contributing to your stress? Are they contributing to your anxiety? See, it's we have to learn. You have to be open. Thank you so much, John. Yes. Yes. Thank you for your donation. Really appreciate it. When your season was changing, did you find yourself in a state of being in isolation? Yes, I sure did, Troy. And it was like a lot of times people don't understand when you take a step back. I didn't understand it at the moment, but when I took a step back, you take a step back so that you can reset, so that you can find out what does God want me to do? Is this good for me? Is this helping? Am I focused? Am I doing the right thing? Or am I just doing what I want to do? See, those are the things that I had to learn to absorb, that we have to stop doing the things that we want to do and do the things that God wants us to do. And in that season of me working on myself and working on trusting God and really paying attention to the Spirit and how he was talking to me, I had to understand that during that season of paying attention to God, I was going to have to remove myself from those people, as manifest says, leeches, controlling, jealous, users, takers, and you just take all your power, stress you out, always bring drama into your life. God had to deliver me from that. That's not my assignment. It's not your assignment to stop people from drama. They have to want to stop putting themselves in drama. They have to want to make better decisions. They are the one that has to grow up. That's not your assignment. It's not your assignment to fix people. No, there's no stop picking up projects. That's something that God definitely had to help me with, okay? Earth, I most definitely believe in Jesus Christ. I think that you have to really, really, without a doubt, spend time. And it doesn't have to be hours at a time. For me, I just take 1 minute in the morning before I start my day. Just starting my day with my faith. And when life is lifing, sometimes you forget because you're so busy that you just jump up and you're this and this and you run out the door and you haven't prepared yourself. You haven't put a shield of protection around yourself, I had to learn to start making God go first. Not me going first, but letting God go first. Will you protect me today? Mind, body, and spirit. Only have people in my life that will respect my time. People who are compassionate, help me to show a foregleam of your spirit. See, we bring out what God puts into us, but some people, they're not deserving of it. We have to stop giving things to people that they don't really care about us, okay? They're only there to use you, take advantage of you. And when you stop doing it, then they're not interested in you anymore. So we have to understand that that's not your assignment to fix, to heal other people. But we can be kind. We can be nice to people. And sometimes being kind and nice means, no, I can't help you. Okay? But you'll know when you pay attention to the spirit, you'll know when you're supposed to help somebody. Have you prayed before you go and do that kind deed or those nice things? Do you say, I want to do this. What do you think? God, do you want me to help them? That's important. It's important. Make sure your faith goes before what you're gonna do. Don't later on say, God, can you help me? Can you fix this? I know I went ahead of you. We all do it as humans, but there's nothing that God can't fix. Now we're on the third and the last point, everybody. Only God can fix the mental things. Some things happen to us mentally because of ABUSC, because of anxiety, because of so many things, right? A lot of things happen to us. So we really have to trust God to help us with our mental health. But also, God gives us the fortitude. He gives us the intellect to realize someone is stressing me out. Someone is taking advantage of me. So remove yourself from those people. Stop being around them. You don't have to answer those drama phone calls. You don't have to give away your money. It's not your assignment to grow people up. That's not your assignment. What your assignment is to be kind, to be a good example. Treat yourself well, okay? That's the assignment, okay? So I just wanted to say to everybody, mental health is a hard one. It's really hard because everybody's different. And when things happen, you put yourself in like this little bubble and everything, right? And as you should, because you got to protect yourself. But also, you got to make good decisions. You got to make good decisions, everybody, when it comes to your mental health. If somebody's stressing you out, pull back from them. If someone's disrespectful to you, pull back from them, okay? You don't have to keep doing things for people and making them run over you, disrespect you, talk to you all kinds of ways. You are a precious child of God. You are precious in God's sight. Okay? Yeah. You're learning very positive energy. Yeah. But we have to learn how to treat ourselves. So I want to say that to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, treat yourself like you are loved by God, because you are. You are loved by God. But it doesn't mean that we have to be fools. It doesn't mean that we have to keep letting people treat us wrong. It doesn't mean that we have to keep staying in relationships that bring us down. People who talk down to you, people who will never support you. No. Mm-mm. You got to take care of your mental health. So, what are some of those things that we can do for our mental health? It could be your prayers. It could be, putting yourself in wherever, whatever you do for your worship, giving back. And I don't mean just giving out your money. I mean in fulfilling things, helping people in the community, doing things like that, helping people who cannot help you back. That's good for our mental health, but I'm not talking about the toxic ones that are demanding, the people who are entitled. You have to do this for me. No, you don't. God gives us a spirit of discernment. That's the word for everybody today. God gives us the spirit of discernment. So we have to discern. You may not always know what people are thinking about, but we do know based on the way they treat us. So if you see that people are treating you disrespectfully, don't care about your feelings, don't value your time, always showing up late, like whatever, if you tell them about your feelings and they're dismissive, like whatever, I don't care, or that's not important, or you're too sensitive. We have to empower ourselves. And if somebody does not know how to treat you right, do they deserve to have a space in your life? Okay? So I just wanted to encourage every single one of you today. And I want to tell you that you're loved by God. You have value, okay? And anything that has hurt you, any people, any things, any traumatic things, anything, give it all to God. Don't be afraid, okay? Don't you and you in the back be afraid. Love yourself. Self-love is important. And I don't mean being egotistical. I mean having self-awareness that I'm enough and I'm worth it. And I deserve to be treated with respect because God sees us. He respects us. He's compassionate, and we each deserve to have the same. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. And I wanted to tell you that you are loved, you are blessed, capable, and highly favored. Okay. I'm going to end this live stream today, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much, Sirius, for the gift. I really appreciate it. I'm going to end this live stream with the song that was written by Boss Life Online. I hope you guys appreciated it. And maybe there was something that maybe you're going to start thinking about, meditating about, praying about. Happy healing journey, okay? I want you guys to have the best life. Don't let people take an advantage of you. Don't stay in that space of hurt. God wants us to be happy, to be healed, to be loved, and for blessings to pour our way. But also, we have to set boundaries. Set boundaries, set boundaries, set boundaries. We're not a doormat. We are going from victims to victory. Know that God can fix it. God loves you very much. And I wish you a happy healing journey. You know what I say over here on Love Marlene 411? When we love ourselves, we are able to trickle down that love to other people. And I wish you nothing but love on your healing journey. blessings to everybody. And I will see you guys next week, Sunday, on the next episode of From My Heart to Yours. And make sure you check out all of my mods. And if they're content creators, check out their content, okay? Shout out to Realist. He's not in here, but Nate the Great, Boss Life Online, Thrive and Glow with Joe, Lisa J. Stocks. Did I say Realist one here? Yeah, check out all of those amazing content creators. And oh yeah, Manifest Reality. And those who are my supporters, still check them out anyways. My awesome mod, First Lady, Serious, and always that girl. Go and subscribe to their channels, even if they don't create content. Maybe one day if they change their mind, they will have the subscribers that they need. Thank you guys. Nothing but blessings on this end. Okay? Bye guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's play the song that was written by Boss Life Online. Peace, guys.
Shadows, walking in the rhythm of a life I didn't choose. From the silent cries and the darkest nights to the moments I almost gave up the fight, I was lost in the echoes of a hollow sound, searching for a solid piece of ground. But I'm not Marlene, 411, and I'm standing tall. I'm living proof that you can survive it all. From the 411 to the depths of my soul, taking back the pieces, making them whole. It's a journey of healing, a path to the light, of breaking every curse and winning the fight. From my heart to yours, let the healing start. We're making peace with the past and broken parts. It's more than just a story, it's a brand new lens, seeing where the trauma stops and where the light begins. Breaking generational chains, link by link, learning how to feel, learning how to think, guarding my spirit, my mind, and my peace. Watching the anxiety and the tension release, I found a self-love that was always meant to be a gift from God, now living in me. No more worthlessness, no more shame. I'm calling out the joy and I'm calling it by name. I am conscious of the seeds we sow. Watch how the garden starts to grow. But I'm love Marlene, 411, and I'm standing tall. I'm living proof that you can survive it all. From the 411 to the depths of my soul, I'm taking back the pieces, making them whole. It's a journey of healing, a path to the light, breaking every curse and winning the fight. From my heart to yours, let the healing start. We're making peace with the past and broken parts. Spread the love, spread the light, live your best life, hold on tight. I'm love Marlene, for Marlene. The journey has just begun.
Peace, guys. See you next week.